So I know I'm a bit late to the party as it pertains to this particular movie, but now that it's available on HBO Max, I finally had a chance to check it out, and if I'm being completely honest, I thought the movie was pretty much exactly what I was expecting. Now, this franchise has never strayed from the formula that made the first movie a cult classic. At the beginning of the film, a character has a premonition wherein a group of people die. After that, we see the premonition come true, except the character who had the premonition is able to save several people from meeting their death simply by intervening. After that, we watch the people who were saved die one at a time in rather peculiar ways as the character who had the premonition tries frantically to figure out how to break the pattern that death is taken to right the wrongs committed against it by said character who intervened. My point is, now that I've seen this movie, I've seen them all, most of them more than once, and the only thing that makes these movies different from one another are the characters that appear in them, I suppose the actors and the directors involved, and the locale. So what was interesting to me was the fact that almost all the Final Destination movies have a rotten critic score on Tomatoes except Final Destination 5 and this movie. And I'm really interested to know why this movie has the highest critic score of the bunch at 93%. I thought this story was pedestrian at best, though it tries desperately to be more. The writing, though serviceable for a film like this, was nothing to write home about. The casting I thought was just too much, and you could tell the ethnicity of the characters was chosen not because the story required it, but simply for the sake of diversity, which I know you guys know I think is a no-no. I thought the directing was about what you expected, and the acting was just not enough to make up for all the subpar decisions that came before. I honestly can't put my fingers on what was so special about this particular iteration of the franchise other than maybe the inclusion of Bloodworth from the original film and what I believe was Tony Todd's final role before his death. Nothing else, literally nothing, was particularly special about this film in relation to the ones that came before it. Now, overall, I give the film a 55% or a 5.5 if you're thinking IMDb score. Look, despite the fact that all Hollywood does these days is give us reboots and comic book movies, I'm actually surprised these films are still being made, especially since the premise of these films are what I like to call one use only, as in you can only do this one time. Anytime after that, you're just copying something that's been done already, right? The first Final Destination movie had a unique feel about it. It was seen as a new take on the horror genre. Although the second Final Destination movie is likely the one that people remember the most, it's had the largest impact on culture. Now, all the rest are simply facsimiles of the original, likely to continue being made as long as they can turn a profit, with no real attempt to elevate even the subgenre in any meaningful way. But what do you guys think?